YouTube, continuing Black Guitar Week. Yeah, something happened this week, so these videos, I'm going to try and cut these videos just to 5 minutes so I can do a pile on just now. I will tell you later on in the week. So the videos will be a wee bit sporadic and a bit weird. And there may be some intercepts from live feeds or something, not really sure exactly what's going to happen. So, here is my Casio MG510, which is a MIDI guitar, but I haven't looked at a keyboard to plug it into. It's a synthesizer, but it's basically just got a Roland MIDI pickup in it, but the computer that controls it's all inside the guitar. So it's basically, instead of having like a proprietary Roland special synth cable to plug into the Roland guitar synthesizer, it's basically just got a MIDI out. So it's just a MIDI plug that you can just plug into a synth, any synth with a MIDI in, and it will run it. Varying degrees of success depending on which synth you plug it into. Some of the functions don't all work, but you can basically run any synth. I've got a wee sound module thing here, which is, as you can see, how dusty it is. Which the plan was I was maybe going to stick it on with Velcro on there, which is just a MIDI tone generator, but the sound on it's not great. But I mean, you can use it for playing piano and stuff like that. The big difference in this compared to the Roland one is on the Roland one you're sending the pickup signal down a cable, so it's like an unpowered signal running into the cable where it's processed. In this one it's processed in the guitar, so it's a digital signal that comes out the guitar in the MIDI lead, so therefore the latency is better. It's still not, I mean, you have to play certain instruments differently. If you're playing a piano, if you plug it in, I used to have a big massive Korg, it had amazing sounds on it. If you want to play the piano, if you strum a chord, it doesn't sound like a piano, because obviously on a piano you don't hit all the notes in order, sort of thing. So if you kind of pluck it, it sounds exactly like a piano. It's quite a difficult thing to do. To be honest, it's actually kind of easier just to have a keyboard sitting there, but it's fun. Yeah, so it's an HSS. I've actually put my own. It had a coil split switch in it, but I made it a Gilmore switch. So it's basically, instead of being a two-way, which basically just splits the humbucker, it's an HSS. It splits, but it's in the back position. It splits the humbucker into a single coil. When it's in the middle, that's a humbucker. When you put it forwards, it splits this into a single coil and adds in the neck pickup, giving you the Dave Gilmore thing. So bridge pickup here. As I said, all these videos are going to be 5 minutes, so I will not have time to put a link in, but if you type in my page, you put Casio 510, there's videos of me playing with plugged into a synth and all that. So now I've got lots of strats. This is a Fujigen 1986 or 1987 strat. Stupidly, they put Casio on the headstock when they should really have, Fujigen were making Fender at the time. Why didn't they just put Fender on it and make it the proper headstock? They didn't. It's got a very flat fingerboard. It's like a 22-inch radius, something like that, which feels really weird, which I suppose is something to do with tracking or something. So it feels like a very flat fingerboard, but apart from that, it's basically just, and at the time, America didn't make, the Fender factory was moving, so this was basically very, very expensive at the time. I think it was £1,600 in 1986, so that's like, I don't know, £4,000. I'm stupid. Humbucker, bit of some rat pedal on. Single. Gilmore. I don't know if I've ever actually played another bit of the Rolling. neck. So I bought this basically as not working for not very much money at all. But bought it as a guitar because I didn't, to believe it or not, I didn't actually have a Strat at the time. And I was kind of aware that any review you ever see, everyone talks about the guitar being amazing. One of the reasons it was really expensive and why the Roland Pickup 1 was you could put it on your guitar. You didn't have to buy another black Strat with a funny, very, very West tone Concord or Spectrum 3 headstock. That was actually a Gotoh tuners. It's got the standard Ibanez type tuners, basically what it is, isn't it? I'm interested to see how I got on with this. I'm going to start playing this again. I was never really that into Strats when I got this, so not. Whereas now I can kind of play a Strat with anything. I'm used to a Strat, so now things may be a wee bit different. Humbucker. Actually quite a wide neck as well. I suppose it's a Strat. So we should be going for positions 2 and 4. Really, shouldn't we? Oh, I'm pure nervous. Right, so I'm going to try and cut this short. That's very short for me, isn't it? If you can find one of these with the MIDI stuff not working, and it's cheap, just buy it because you get an amazing Strat. That's what I did. The only thing was I struggled with the fact that it's got this wee computery bit on it. You know, it works fully. The guitar part's completely separate. There's actually a 3-way switch here, which is MIDI, guitar, or both at the same time, like your rhythm treble switch. But the actual guitar part of it, without the MIDI thing, as long as that switch isn't set to MIDI only, it just works exactly the same as a normal guitar, whether the gubbins are in it or not. I just struggled with it going like that. I took it to a synth guy. Basically, it was Ollie from Frettronics fixed it for me. I think, to be honest, all it was the switch was broken. Because sometimes it would come on, sometimes it wouldn't. So, and basically, I just think it was that switch was just dirty, or it's replaced. He was really, really apologetic because it doesn't have a. You get the cool switches with the square tabs on it, and I think there was an option to get one of these, but it was 30 quid, or it was like 3 quid or something for that. So I'm not bothered where it's got a square tab on it if it saved me 30 quid. Yeah, but and I burnt my hand, so I burnt my finger. So I'm playing bar chords, hearts. Yeah, so wow, how do people do 5-minute videos? So there you go, 9 10, this is going to be a 10-minuter. So I don't think there'll be a live. There might be. I don't think there'll be a live stream this Sunday. I'm afraid this is all this thing that happened, which you'll find out about later in the week. Happened yesterday. So yes. So I will see you tomorrow for another black guitar demo. And like I said, if you want to actually see more about this, then there's videos in. If you go to my channel and just type in Casio MG510 510, it will. There's videos of me playing this plugged into various synths and all these things. It's awful good though, really. I've not really been thinking about. It kind of hung on my wall for quite a while, but it's a really nice guitar. I think maybe one of those things, because you can plug it into the synth, you generally plug it into the synth and you spend lots of time trying to fidget with settings, and because you've got 500 and I can't remember how many general MIDI sounds there are, but you're sitting scrolling through them and switching octaves and all that, rather than just using it as a guitar. Great thing about that is, though, because it's got this guitar and synth thing together, you can play them both at the same time and just have like a mixer, and it's great. So you can play guitar chords, but it'll just go, and you get like pads coming in behind you, but the guitar's completely separate, so the guitar can just go into your guitar amp, and then the MIDI thing goes into your keyboard, which is going into another amp and into the PA or whatever. Total classic of the future, and so futuristic. I don't even think you get guitars like this now. It was so expensive that it didn't do well. At the time, you still get the Roland MIDI pickup. The thing about the Roland MIDI pickup is you plug it into the Roland thing and it's got all the sounds that are good for the guitar. Whereas if you plug this into a keyboard, some sounds work great, some of them don't. I mean, you can put it to drums and play drums on it, which doesn't really work very well. But like flutes and trumpets, I used to have a big synth, an amazing saxophone sound, and they lent themselves very well to that. So do strings, because you can kind of, it's like, you know, that's kind of similar to if you're playing a violin, so you can sort of do that. It's kind of bizarre. Anyhow, see you tomorrow. Rock on.